You consider yourself an honest person, right? Of course you do. It's a fundamental part of a good character. But what if I told you that your entire social existence, your career, your friendships, even your own sense of self, is built on a complex architecture of lies? I'm not talking about the big, scandalous stuff. I'm talking about the quiet, socially approved deceptions. The little scripts we run every single day without a second thought. These aren't bugs in the system. They are the system. They're the lubricant that keeps the rusty gears of society turning, without grinding to a halt. Today, we're not just going to point them out. We're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct the code behind the biggest social lies you believe. Let's start with the lie you probably told someone this morning. I'm so busy. In our culture, busy has become a badge of honor. It's a synonym for important, in demand, and successful. If your calendar isn't a chaotic nightmare of back-to-back meetings, you must be slacking. Answering an email at 10 p.m. isn't seen as a failure of time management, it's seen as dedication. But here's the raw truth. Being busy is not the same as being productive. In fact, it's often the opposite. It's performance art. It's what I call productivity theater. You spend 8 hours clearing an inbox that will be full again tomorrow. You sit in meetings that could have been an email just to show your face. You create spreadsheets to track the progress of other spreadsheets. You're not producing value. You're producing the appearance of value. Why do we play this game? Because genuine, deep work is hard, and the outcome is uncertain. It requires focus and carries the risk of failure. Being busy, on the other hand, is easy. It's a flurry of activity that feels like progress, but demands very little real mental horsepower. It's a shield. Your boss can't give you a challenging new project if you're already swamped. You don't have to face your own lack of direction if you never have a moment of silence to think. This isn't just a bad habit. It's a social contagion. We've been programmed to believe that motion equals forward momentum. It doesn't. It's just motion. Next up, the lie that's actively eroding the mental health of an entire generation. The perfect life on Instagram. You know the drill. You're scrolling through your feed, and it's an endless parade of flawless victories. Exotic vacations, gourmet meals, surprise proposals under a Tuscan sun, perfectly behaved children in matching linen outfits. And you look at your own life, your messy kitchen, your looming deadlines, your relationship that feels normal, and a quiet, insidious thought creeps in. What am I doing wrong? Nothing. You're just comparing your behind-the-scenes footage to everyone else's highlight reel. Social media isn't a window into reality. It's a meticulously curated art gallery where each person is their own publicist. They don't show you the 37 failed attempts to get that perfect candid shot. They don't show the crushing credit card bill that paid for that spontaneous getaway. They don't show the screaming match they had in the car on the way to that beautiful sunset. The lie isn't the image itself. The lie is the omission. It's the presentation of a constant, effortless happiness that simply doesn't exist in the human experience. We know it's fake, but our primitive brains don't. Our brains are wired for social comparison, and when we see this fire hose of manufactured perfection, we can't help but feel inadequate. We've willingly plugged ourselves into a global system designed to make us feel like we're losing at a game we never even agreed to play. This one is so deeply embedded, we barely even register it as a lie. It's the simple, automatic exchange. Hey, how are you? Good, you? Good. It's the most common lie in the world. Most of the time, we are not good. We are stressed, anxious, tired, heartbroken, or just profoundly bored. But we say we're fine. Why? Because this exchange isn't a question. It's a social ritual. It's like a verbal handshake. The real meaning isn't, I want a detailed report of your emotional state. The real meaning is, I acknowledge your existence, and I expect you to acknowledge mine, without creating any social friction. To answer honestly, actually, I'm feeling overwhelmed because I think I'm failing at my job, and I'm worried about my parents' health, is to break the social contract. It creates awkwardness. It demands genuine engagement from the other person, which they likely aren't prepared to give. So we lie. We say, "I'm fine," to protect ourselves from vulnerability and to protect others from the burden of our reality. It's a small, necessary lie for navigating interactions with strangers and acquaintances. But the danger is when this script bleeds into our meaningful relationships, when "I'm fine" becomes a wall instead of a bridge. Now for a big one. A foundational lie of our entire economic and social structure. The idea that we live in a pure meritocracy. The mantra is simple and seductive. If you work hard enough, you can achieve anything. This is a dangerous lie. Not because hard work doesn't matter. It absolutely does. It's a lie because it pretends the starting line is the same for everyone. It willfully ignores the monumental impact of privilege, luck, connections, and systemic biases. Telling someone who grew up in poverty with underfunded schools and limited access to healthcare that their failure to become a CEO is purely a result of not trying hard enough is not motivational. It's a form of psychological violence. This myth is most fiercely defended by those who have benefited from it, often without realizing it. It's a textbook case of survivorship bias. We celebrate the 1 in a million person who escaped dire circumstances, hold them up as proof the system works, and conveniently ignore the millions who worked just as hard but never escaped. The myth of meritocracy allows the successful to believe their position is purely a result of their own genius and grit, and it allows them to view those less fortunate not with empathy, but with contempt. It's a comforting story we tell ourselves to make the world's inherent unfairness feel more just. And finally, a modern lie that masquerades as profound wisdom. Follow your passion. It's plastered on motivational posters and preached by graduation speakers. The idea is that we each have one true calling, a magical purpose pre-installed in our souls, and our life's quest is to find it. Once we do, work will never feel like work again. This is a recipe for anxiety and dissatisfaction. For most people, passion isn't a treasure you find, it's a fire you build. It's the result of becoming incredibly good at something valuable. You develop a passion for a subject by investing thousands of hours into it, achieving mastery, and seeing the impact of your skills. The advice shouldn't be, follow your passion. It should be, cultivate a valuable skill, and passion will follow. This myth makes us feel like failures if our job is just a job. It makes us jump from career to career, looking for that mythical lightning bolt of certainty, instead of putting in the hard, often boring work required to become excellent. It implies that if you're not ecstatically happy every Monday morning, you've chosen the wrong path. The reality is that fulfillment comes from competence, autonomy, and connection. Things that are built, not found. Your passion isn't hiding under a rock. It's waiting to be constructed. The cult of busy, the gallery of fake happiness, the "I'm fine" contract, the meritocracy myth, and the wild goose chase for passion. These aren't just little white lies. They are powerful social scripts that dictate our behavior, shape our ambitions, and define our sense of self-worth. They run in the background of our lives like a piece of code, and most of us never even think to question it. Recognizing them isn't about becoming a cynic. It's about becoming a realist. It's about giving yourself permission to be unproductive, to be unhappy, to be honest, and to build your own definition of a meaningful life instead of following a script that someone else wrote. It's about debugging your own mind. And that's a conversation that should continue. What's a social lie or a script that you're tired of seeing? Drop it in the comments below. Let's deconstruct it together. If this video helped you see the code a little more clearly, hit the like button so this conversation can reach more people. Thanks for watching.